Welcome, everybody. Another wonderful Monday night of Chewin the BBQ Fat. Oh man, what a week! What a weekend of barbecue. A lot of barbecue things were going down this weekend. It's good to see. Following Facebook, following all the awards. I know there was a couple contests around here, some out in Colorado. Big things happening. Just really cool. Let's like the page, share the page. Let's get this thing started tonight. But one thing I want to talk about is on our show, I kind of want to change our format a little bit. I've talked to a couple promoters of contests, and a lot of times people struggle trying to get their information out about their contest being out. And I want to give anybody and everybody an opportunity to share their contest, share what they've got going on. And it doesn't. And as soon as I'll have you on whenever, but I would love to be able to have the first 10 minutes of the show be about 5 to 10 minutes of the show be about organizers coming on to promote their show. Because I do believe that is a very integral part of growing our sport, is getting that out there, letting everybody know when your contests are, what contests are coming out, and just open up your horizons to different things out there. I know for me, I got stuck in trying to only cook contests in Georgia or really close to me, and not even knowing what all's out there and some of the great contests that are available. And that's just something that I want to try to do here on Chewin the BBQ Fat. So the first 3 to 5 minutes of the show, or heck, I'll do up to 10 minutes of the show. So I don't want to whatever. We'll have promoters on, organizers on. Whoever wants to come on and talk about their show, and we will get going. Wes Garrett, thank you so much. Wes is the one that has got me coming on tonight. Got Amber Henson coming on tonight. She's going to be talking about her show, her contest in a couple of weeks. Mark Porter's got Brookhaven Pork Fest, August 21st, ribs and pork. Call Mark Porter. There you go. But yeah, like I said, we're just trying to change it up a little bit, get the word out. I'm hoping that throughout the next couple of months, we'll be able to load this show up with organizers coming on talking about their show. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring Amber on. Amber is with Roast and Boast out of Columbus, Mississippi. Did I say that
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Look at there. And I've got Roast and Boast. I hope I put all that on there right, Amber?
That's right.
Perfect. Yeah, this is the website that you can go on, check it out, get your apps in. But Amber, go ahead. I'm going to give you talk about your contest. Talk about everything you got going on. Love to hear about it.
All right, cool. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, I'm excited to be on. So we have Roast and Boast coming up. It's August 27th, 28th, and it's usually in October. So I know I'm throwing a loop in y'all's schedule, but it's going to be great fun. It's going to be a little hot, but maybe we'll get a little shade. But so Roast and Boast has been going on, I think, close to 40 years. I think we're at like 38, 39 years.
Awesome.
Obviously, I haven't been around that long, but I've been doing it, been kind of in charge for the last 3 years, and with some help of some other people, and it's just it's a lot of fun. I am from the Mississippi Delta, so barbecue is in my blood, and so it's just I've kind of gotten thrown in and love it. Last year, due to COVID, I think it was a little bit of a points chaser, but we ended up with like 62 teams. And it was an absolutely great event. And I loved having 62 teams. So if we could get 62 teams this year, that'd be awesome. But yeah, it's great. It's pro and backyard. This year we were actually chosen as one of the 14 to do the pork ancillary from KCBS.
Awesome. Congrats.
So that's all kind of new to us. So we'll also have the kids queue part of that on Saturday. And we do some local, like, ancillary kind of things for Friday night. That's not KCBS judged. It's actually some local Air Force guys and girls that judge. And so we try to get the community involved in that way. but it's always a fun time. And it's a really cool thing. I love to see like the out of town teams come in because the local teams have what they're called booths. They're permanent booths.
Okay.
And this all started, they kind of built it, each team back in the day built their own booth. And so that's where, the locals are. And then the out of town teams are, in their trailers or their tents or whatever, right there close to it. But it's always cool because Friday night, all the like out of town teams kind of, walk around and get to meet some of the new or some of the local teams and
So did it start as an MBN contest?
it did. It started as an NBN contest back in the day, and
The only
then
reason I say that is the Vienna pig jig or big pig jig or whatever here in Georgia sounds like something similar. A lot of the you can buy spots or you can buy little booths or whatever, and then also they have a big field. So that sounds similar to what y'all are.
yeah. Somebody I've heard that before. Somebody that has been to that contest has said that. And yeah, it's a lot like that. It's so like the locals, you don't. It's kind of weird. Like you own the booth, but you don't really. You can rent it out from someone. But so it's always a good time. Like families are always there, and it used to be. I think this is what I understand. It used to be a lot of companies or like different
Mhm.
factories and stuff, and so they would feed their employees on Fridays,
Mhm.
and their families and stuff kind of just show appreciation, and then Saturday would be the actual competition.
That's great.
So,
So Wes Garrett says that it's that your contest is for a great cause. Also, isn't St. Jude sponsored with some of the fun? Can you
so
tell
it,
us
it
about what is?
yes. So the last few years we have done. It has been St. Jude has been the charity of our choice. We are trying to change to some local children's charities. So we've changed it this year. We are actually donating to the Camp of the Rising Sun, which is smaller than St. Jude, obviously, but it is a local charity that's for kids and kids that need help in any way. Um, so that's kind of cool. Obviously we all want to do something for our cause, but um, I don't know. I just feel like it's something that we can, a way that we can all have fun and also help others. So
Well, I know you're saying beforehand. This is it's strictly a barbecue contest. But I did hear you have kids queue. You have a bunch of ancillaries. Did you say something? You're going to have a snow cone vendor come out for the kids?
yeah, there's so the snow cone truck is coming out. He tried to come out last year and it was a monsoon in Columbus, Mississippi last year. But there'll be a snow cone truck coming out. The radio station will be out doing some cool like live broadcast kind of giveaways and stuff like that. And we might even have some like inflatables, some of those big slides for the kids. So it will be fun. It's always a fun time for the barbecue family.
That's great.
So yeah,
That's what I like. I mean, barbecue is all about bringing the family in together and having a great time.
absolutely.
So once again, www.roastandboast.com.
Yep, we're
Um,
on Facebook and
when is the contest? I guess I should have said that.
August 27th and 28th.
So you have 2 weeks to get your 2 or 3 weeks to get your apps in.
Yeah.
It's
And if you show up at the gate with an app and money, I'll take you. We'll figure it out.
Michael Davis says there's plenty of room for parking. So that's pretty cool. Like, and you said there's plenty of power, plenty of water,
Yep.
plenty of room.
Yeah, plenty of RV spots. So we have,
Is there any full hookups or is it just power and water?
Oh no, just power and water, no sewage. But
perfect. Man, this is awesome. Amber, thank you so much for coming on. Y'all, please support this contest. It's for a great cause. Amber, as you've seen in the comments, does a wonderful job. She is really out there pushing it. So make sure that you support great people like Amber, and another wonderful contest in the works here in,
Thank you,
in August.
Brian. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to say?
There better not be any barbecue drama on tonight. Wes Garrett.
Wes, I'm leaving it to you. We need some barbecue drama. Anyway, awesome. Thanks again so much for coming on. And
All right, thanks.
Look him up and get signed up tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. Awesome. That's so cool. Love to see these contests popping up. I want to push contests weekly. And I will have 2 or 3 of them. So we will have 2 or 3 people on tonight or not tonight, but a night, and have it to the point to where we can get this out. My goal is anybody comes on, I want them to have the best contest I've ever had. So y'all support them. Wes Garrett has said nothing but wonderful things about Amber and that contest. And if anybody's cooked it, please talk about it, push it. Let's get that word out, and let's see what we can do for Roast and Boast. All right, now we're going to get started with. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is probably a little bit of. I'm not going to say it's a stretch, but I do believe the guy coming on tonight is the hottest cook in barbecue right now. He's won 3 contests back to back. I know everybody knows what Slaps is doing and what Getting Basted is doing, but I don't know if their resume for the past month and a half can keep up with Jason Singletary from Smoke Central. I don't know if anybody out there right now is as hot as you are on the barbecue trail. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Them boys are pretty tough. That Slaps Barbecue is doing something like unspeakable right now. And then you got Brad, who wins 3 categories this past weekend. It's insane. Them boys are tearing it up out there.
I tell you what, I was watching LC's live stream and I was like, man, he got 7th in chicken, and he won ribs. I was like, man, I didn't hear his name. And then he won again for pork. And then when he got to 2, I was like, did he really just win brisket also? And sure enough, he won brisket. I mean, Brad is killing it. Brad is doing some amazing things. Slap and Joe Pierce is doing some amazing things also. But hey, I don't want to take anything away from you. I mean, I know you won 3 contests in a row. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, I don't think.
Small blimp on the radar.
Small. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. What's up, Brent? How you doing? I saw you on YouTube. Thank you for watching on YouTube also. Man, and here they all come. Here we go, Jason. We got them coming in. We got them. The comments are coming in. So if anybody knows, this wasn't even supposed to happen this way. I'd already asked Jason to come on the show 2 or 3 weeks ago, and from what I understand, there was a bet in Cumming, Georgia.
Yeah,
the other day.
That's right. Yeah, we last several weeks we just kind of been putting a bet together, like in Greenwood. I kind of I won that contest. I had to shave my head. I'm just getting my hair back. So anyway, so we were all sitting around in Georgia at supper that night, and lucky enough to win 2 in a row. Wasn't just was there to cook, and we were all talking about it. Like, okay, anybody who wins this weekend's got to go on Brian's show, and they get to be asked any question and have to answer any question that is asked to them. So here I am.
So what you're saying is anybody can ask a question on here, and you're going to answer it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll answer to the best of my ability, I guess.
There you go. Y'all heard it here. I mean, there you go. Ask away. But anyway, I'll let all those get going. But Jason, tell me about this ride you've been on. What have you done different? How can you explain what else happened?
So I had a good little run in 2019, and we won 2 back to back, and then we won several of the SCBA events, and so anyway, just had a good run. And back then, I had my cooking partner was Glenn. Glenn was with me then, and actually the last contest that we actually finished either first, second, reserved in Hogging on Lanier last year, and Glenn was with me. So that was the last contest that I finished in the top 2, I guess you would say. And after that, I just I could hit 3 and couldn't never get all 4 to hit. And I was in that top 5 in several contests. I was, I just could not get it together. And, I was getting kind of discouraged, and it was I was just sitting around one weekend, and my daughter was going to sing in a wedding, and my wife said she was going with her, and so I just looked at the contest and I saw Maryville, Tennessee on the book. So I called the lady, and this was like a week before the contest, and I was like, "Do you have any room? I'd love to come." And she said, "Yeah, come on." We had a couple people drop out, so I went to Maryville, and that's where it all started. I mean, something was telling me go cook. Go cook this contest. So I packed up and by myself and went to Maryville, and I had a good cook, and lo and behold, ended up winning that one. Left there, went to Greenwood, and that's one of those cooks I go every year. And I mean, that's just one of those bucket list items. You want to win that contest. You never think you're going to win it, but I mean, I had the most middle of the road cook you could ever have there that day. Everything was okay. Nothing was fantastic. Nothing was bad, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. Had 4 calls, and I was. That 4th call, it was hot. I was about to pass out in my chair. I couldn't. I mean, I was shaking to death. So, and then you leave there and go to Georgia. It's just insane.
They called your name. My daughter goes running up. I'm like, oh my gosh, Sarah. Y'all know Sarah. There she goes flying up the stage.
Oh,
so what kind of pressure did you have on yourself going into coming?
I'm not going to say I felt pressured. I mean, and it was another one of those middle of the road cooks. I mean, it was just everything was okay. Now, I did try some stupid stuff in Cummins, and I don't know why, but I totally changed my brisket up in Cummins. I started cooking my brisket the night before. I was wanting to do a slow brisket cook on the drum. I've never done that before. And this big, beautiful brisket, so I left it, more whole, I guess. I didn't separate it. So, and everybody's like, dude, you just come off 2 GCs, and you're gonna change your brisket cook? Well, I've never won brisket. I've got several seconds. I've won every category except brisket, and I've been cooking since 2012. I've never had a first place brisket. So I'm just throwing darts, I guess you're saying. Yeah. But anyway, so I tried that, and I did not like it. And I'm sitting there at awards. I get 3 calls, and I'm sitting there. Oh, I need my tail kicking, my nose started bleeding. I cannot believe I did this, because me and Mutt was neck and neck, Muttley crew,
right?
And I mean, we were neck and neck, and it was coming down to brisket. And Mutt's a great brisket cook. And I was like, I got this. I mean, I hope I didn't bomb too bad in brisket. All I can hope for is second. And it starts counting down. I get 5th call in brisket, and then Mutt didn't get a call in brisket. And I was like, holy smokes. So, yeah.
That was I think everybody was sitting there like, who got brisket? It was going to be one of you, right? Like the 2 of y'all were on fire.
Oh, yeah. It come down to brisket. And Mutt's way better brisket cooking than I am. I'm going to tell you. And I buy briskets from him. I mean, he's helped me out a lot, but I just can't seem to catch some guys in brisket.
Right. I mean, and then that was all. And then of course you won brisket.
Yeah, 5th in brisket.
Or okay,
I've never got a first place call in brisket. Never. So.
Oh man. Well, hey, it can happen. It can happen. My kids at that contest got another 180, and I've never got 180. So whatever.
That was awesome.
All right. Well, the questions have come, but before that, I was walking over to talk to Jason Hardy. He was right next to you, letting know about Cook's Church in the morning. And I walked by your play. I was like, man, his because you cook on drums, right? You cook on Galloway drums. Yeah. And I was like, or drums. And I was like, man, he's got something already lit up. Like that's unheard of. I didn't know what in the world. And there you go. That's what it was all about. All right. So the questions have come in. I'm going to go ahead and get started with some of these questions. And if you can think of anything else, and we're going to go quick. We're going to go really fast here. All right.
This is going to be.
What's up, Mark? All right. So boxers or brief? Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Who is your favorite uncle?
That's going to be a tie between Uncle Stan and Uncle Kenny, I guess.
Okay. I'll come back to that one in a second. Is the original Natty Light can or the American Flag can better for chicken?
Natty Bird injections got to come out, either the original can or the American Flag can.
Either one. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just don't use Natty Daddy, because I really thought that was the same thing as natural lights, and it's not.
Who is your favorite cook team? I'm sorry. Who is your favorite Tennessee cook team? Paul Keltner wants to know that.
My favorite Tennessee cook team? I love all those guys from Tennessee. How about that?
All right,
Paul's right there tied for number 1.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Brent,
don't let me leave. I don't want to leave Lynn out because she's
that's
scared
right.
me sometimes.
That's right. Brent wants to know if Luke sent you a pair of MeUndies, would you wear them?
Absolutely.
Mitchell Bedwell says you need to step up to Natty Ice if you win 3 in a row.
That it can't be any worse than Natty Daddies. I'm telling you, that Natty Daddy's tough. Wow, I thought I had a bad. I thought I grabbed a case of those Natty Daddies, thinking it was Natural Light. They were just in these cool. I thought it was like a promotional can or something. After I drank 2 of them, I was like, "What the hell's wrong with these beer?" And I looked at it, it's 8% alcohol in those things. It's like, wow. So I put those in the trash.
Natty's Daddy. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
When you apply your rub, do you use your left hand or your right hand? Shannon wants to know that one.
Right hand.
Right hand. Blues Hog, Heathrow Sweet, or Sweet Baby Ray's?
Sweet Baby Ray's. Mixed with Blues Hog.
Mix. Okay. Wow. There you go. What is your favorite shirt color?
Black's a good color, but I like blue.
Wow. Brian Core wants to know if you're a nighttime meat rubber.
Early morning.
At night before you put them in the
early morning.
Early morning, Brian. There you go. Thank you so much for the questions. Y'all keep them coming. I'm going to go on to the next section. All right. So we had Amber on, and what an amazing contest. That is so impressive to me. Roast and Boast, almost 40 years, and just seeing the transition from it being an MBN to the public being involved. Now, as you said, it's more strictly of a contest. And I think we were talking a little bit beforehand, and she was intrigued by some of our comments. What are your thoughts on a contest? Do you like the festival style? Do you like the only barbecue contest? What do you like to see at a barbecue contest?
I kind of like the public. I'll be honest with you. I have missed the public here in the last year or so. It kind of surprised me when she said she was trying to do away with the public or whatever. But anyway, I think number one, if you get the public involved, you have a better chance of a bigger prize purse because there's more chance to make money at the thing. But as far as like one reason I'm by myself a lot of time, I enjoy the public. I mean, I'm not as popular as Andrew Clore now. I park beside Andrew Clore. They walk beside me to get to him, and they're lined up ready to talk to him. But anyway, I kind of enjoy seeing people walk around and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, and people's choice. Do you mind doing a people's choice?
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind the people's choice if I'm prepared for it. Sometimes, like I say, I cook by myself a lot, so sometimes they'll want you to start people's choice at 11:30, 12 o'clock. Now I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. But if they have somebody to help you, like the Waynesboro contest, Boss Hog, they usually send somebody to help you there. I didn't mind. I brought stuff and had it already prepared for her. So when she started there, I didn't really have to. All I had to do was just give it to her, and she handed it all out.
So you don't mind the people's choice coming to your site more so than turning in a plate of a big pan of.
I don't mind them coming to my site if I have help. I put it that way.
Okay, that's interesting.
Now in Asheboro, when they did it in Asheboro at the Pigs and Pedals, we turned it in. We turned the whole pan in, and that was kind of nice too. And I did it there to help them out. That was a great contest. I really miss that contest.
Yeah, Jason Hardy, what's going on, man? I know you're not talking to me. You're talking to Jason Singletary. But we are asking any question, and Jason has said that he would answer them. So feel free, ask away, and we're going to get rolling with this thing. Brian Court wants to know, Ashley is still waiting for the margarita recipe using.
Ashley's got that ready. We used half her stuff to make it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, now, why would you, Wes Garrett? I'm not even going to ask that question. Everybody knows this answer. But he put it out there, so I got to ask it. Favorite supply store, Kansas City barbecue store or the barbecue superstore? Answer wisely. There's a good answer.
Let's miss that one. I see it. Favorite barbecue store, Kansas. Oh yeah, Atlanta barbecue store. That's
what I'm talking about. Good job, Scott Adams. Holy smokes! Wow, Jason, you're bringing out all the big dogs.
Well, Scott knows. I got to give Scott a big shout out. He's been helping me out with the Let It Ride rubs and the All In rubs. So The first time I used a Let It Ride rub was in Lenore. We won that contest one of the last times they had that contest. Anyway, I got in the top, had a good rib call then. I started using it, and it's been hitting ever since then. That'll pull me out the ditch sometimes. My
Let
rib.
It Ride is, Let It Ride was, what an incredible rub that is.
Yeah.
It's amazing rub. And then Scott brings out All In, and that's another awesome rub. Those two rubs. If you haven't tried those two rubs, and you think, barbecue is it's very trendy, right? Like you see trends, or at least we see trends of what comes and goes in the barbecue. If you haven't, don't get off that trend. That is a trend that is a very good product.
Yeah. Stephanie asked me what I cook, and Stephanie, she knows me well because I've cooked on 270s for. I'll still cook on 270s as soon as I get some more in. We ended up selling everything that we had because I'm a dealer here in South Carolina for 270 also, and Stephanie has been very good to me the last several years, and I have won lots of stuff on a 270, so I'm not taking anything from that, but. They just, I think they just got behind on some fabrication and whatnot, or some supplies like everybody else in the world is right now. So I sold my 270, sold everything I had, so we were waiting on some, and I think they got one ready and have me some soon. But anyway, she said, "Would I cook a comp if they banned flip flops?" That would be hard.
That would be very tough. Very tough. Very tough.
That would be hard.
I see Mitchell Bedwell said he's going to bring back Smoking Up the Saddle Club. And he's going to include the public this time. Mitchell, I'm reading into that a little bit, but hopefully that'll happen. And he can bring that barbecue contest back up there in Chatsworth, Georgia. All right, so Jonathan Lewis wants your boudin recipe, and Joseph Puccio wants to know who gave you the brisket recipe.
It's easy. The boudin recipe, go on YouTube to Chud's Barbecue. It's the greatest recipe you can use for leftover brisket. That's how I made that boudin, and it was awesome.
If you don't want to make it and you're looking for some great boudin, go to Ronnie's Boudin in Louisiana, and he'll ship it to you.
Exactly.
If you can't make it like Jason, why don't you just go ahead and call Ronnie and get in touch with him, and he'll send you some of the best stuff out there. You don't like that, Mitchell? I figured you'd be all over that. Joseph wants to know who gave you the brisket recipe.
Joseph and Frank actually gave me a brisket recipe here several weeks ago or several months ago, and it's helped me out a lot, and I do appreciate it. So I got to give Frank actually give it to me. I don't know who come up with it between him and Joseph.
Joseph, there you go. Don't give Frank any more information. He's gonna throw that out there. Best barbecue class you have attended?
Best barbecue class I have attended. That would have to be my man, Jim Berg. And the reason I'm going to say that is because when I first started in barbecue in 2012, a friend of mine, me and Philip Miles with Tailgater Hater Barbecue, who lives right down the road from me, I decided I wanted to do this crazy thing, KCBS Barbecue, found one in Myrtle Beach. And we went and did one up under a pop-up tent, took like 22 grills with us, and it looked like a bomb had went off when we got through. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. So ended up getting I had ordered me a trailer, and mine had got in. So we took Philip's trailer, me and old Glenn went back to Myrtle Beach the next time, and I'd done a little bit of homework, and I ended up getting a 180 and chicken and like pork call, top 10 pork call, and I was hooked after that. Cooked a few contests and was kind of always middle of the pack. Talked to Redneck Scientific at a contest in Charleston. He introduced me to Jim Berg. I went and took Jim Berg's class, and he got me on the straight and narrow. It was the best class by far I've ever taken. And I got to say that because it was my first class. And after that, Jim got sick. He had won the Charleston contest like 4 times in a row. So he didn't make that contest after I took his class to the next Charleston, and that was my first grand champion after his class.
Wow.
And then the rest is history. I got to give all the credit to him. I've taken a few classes since then. Very good classes. I took Tim and Brad's class when they had it at Tuffy Stones in Virginia. And learned a lot of stuff there at that class. So very good class. And
that's awesome. Yeah, I think Jim's class, Killer Bees, a lot of grand championships came out of that class.
Man, I'm telling you, he has helped me a lot over the years too. So
Incredible guy.
I give him credit where credit's due.
Yep. I mean, they, I miss seeing them out there. All right. So let me go back up here. So got some more. What is the difference between, I don't know if there's something to this or not, but what's the difference between Michelle Ultra and Natural Light? I don't know if Jason's
Michelob Ultra, the difference between, well, Jason Hardy asked me that question when we were in the grocery store. He wanted, because everybody knows I drink a Natural Light. I mean, I'm a Natural Light fan. He said, "What's the difference between Natural Light and Ultra?" I was like, $10, $24 for that case, and $14 for that case. So that's the difference.
There you go. Now, who cares after that, right?
Yeah.
So what is the story with this Natty Light chicken injection? Carrie Chastain said Natty Light chicken injection. I've noticed you said
Natty
this
Bird.
has come up a lot. So what's the story here with this?
So by the time I start preparing my chicken, I guess it's 9:15 when I start. So by that time, I'm on about the second or third Natural Light. So I took a picture one time, and I took a picture of my chicken, and after I looked at it, my Natural Light can was sitting right behind it. So I did #Natty Bird and Natty Bird injection, and I just, I didn't realize it was going to take off like that. And a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, he called me. He was like, "Man, I just got to ask you, are you really injecting your chicken with Natural Light?" And I was like, "No." I'm gonna start putting about an ounce or two in my injection.
I was about to say, just pour some in there.
Say yeah.
See if you can't get you sponsored by Natty Ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Uncle Frank is giving you all the information. Mitchell wants to know what Frank and Joseph are doing wrong in brisket, since they gave you the. Brian Turner, here we go. What is your Wednesday night like at the Royal?
Wednesday night at Royal. Did you make it down Wednesday night? The last time we were at the Royal?
I was there, but I don't know. Brian would tell you, I was so overwhelmed. I'd pulled I don't even remember Wednesday night.
Wednesday nights are awesome. If you're going to the Royal, you got to get there on Wednesday nights. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. So I get there we have a few friends, and we're walking around, and then we go over to I don't know how we ended up there. We ended up over at Darren Wolf's trailer and Shiggin and Grinning. What's that guy's?
I was right across the street from me.
Yeah. So anyway, so they're all the big names of barbecue, right? And we're just hanging out and having a good time. And I'll just put it this way, and I'm going to end it like this. They throw the best party on Wednesday nights right there. If you go to the Royal, somehow or another, you end up over there at that trailer, you won't regret it. And I'm
I know exactly what you're talking about now. Because I went to bed and I woke up next day and everyone's like, because it was literally right across the street, right across the aisle from us where we were. Yeah. So, but we will be there this year. We're going to try, and I think we're going to leave early Tuesday morning and try to get as far as we can on Tuesday and be there by lunchtime Wednesday. So we will be there ready this time to hang out, and it's going to be a good time. I cannot wait for the Royal.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that too.
So we'll have to, and I think we're near y'all.
Well, I'm back in my same spot, so I'm kind of I'm behind the row behind you.
I got moved back.
Yeah, Brad. It's like Tim, Brad, the barbecue bus, and me. We're on that end there.
Okay. Yeah. I should be close. Now they moved the judges' tent, so we're not close.
Yeah.
All right. What else we have? How was the piano bar in Savannah?
It was all right. There was nothing to write home about.
What's up, Philip Braden? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Good job out there in Colorado. We are asking Jason Singletary with Smoke Central. I'm going to say it again. I think he's on fire more so than anybody else in barbecue right now. Putting him up against anybody. Asking him any question, he's answering them all. And I've got one that I got to come back to from Wes Garrett. And I'm going to see what I get out of you. You need to start drinking some more of those natural Natty Lights so we can get some more answers out of you. But which judges cost more to pay off, KCBS or SCBA?
I don't know. I wish I knew how to pay them off. I'd start.
Oh, man. How many cases of Natural Light will you
will be with the Royal?
Yeah.
Joseph he might be already into that.
I think Joseph's already into the Natural Lights tonight.
there was
how many you're going to consume.
This past weekend we were in Savannah. Great contest. Those guys do a great job. Awesome contest. So anyway, I get in there and park, and I'm parked beside Joseph and Frank, and you know, Frank, that's his hometown. Joseph don't live far from there, so all their friends were there, and I think there was 23 coolers, and every one of them was packed full of Natural Light in that compound we were in. I didn't have to walk 5 feet and open a cooler and get a Natural Light out of there. Yeah, there was a lot being consumed. This past weekend, I could only imagine how many's going to be at the Royal.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So when will you show up to the Royal? I guess on Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah. We should be there by Wednesday evening.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Carrie. Carrie's kind of prodding this. So I'm going to go ahead and ask. Wes Garrett would like to see your well, Brian Corby just asked, can I borrow catfish in Somerville?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Awesome. Wes Garrett wants to know your timelines and your recipes.
Who's that?
Wes Garrett, my buddy Wes Garrett.
I got you. Timelines, recipes. Timelines. I know
9:15 is when you start injecting chicken.
All right. So, you know, the only thing I have written down is my chicken brine and my chicken injection. Everything. I have nothing written down. I mean, I don't have a. Like you go in Jason Hardy's trailer and everything's color coded. He has charts. It looks like we're in the middle of a science project when you go up in his trailer. And everybody gives me a hard time about that. But I don't know. I don't know. Once I get something working, I got it in my head and I know what to do and when to do it. But I cook on cans, so I start other than Georgia. You know, I light my first can up at 5. I usually try to put my brisket on around. Or I light my first can up at between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. I usually try to put my brisket on at 6:30, pork's on at 7, ribs on at 8, and that's it. I mean, pork goes on at 7. So chicken goes on at 10:05. That's what I was missing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ribs on at 9.
Ribs on at 8.
8. Okay.
Yeah, that's when the first Natural Light comes out.
Natural Light on 8 o'clock.
I go in the can.
There you go. And what? I won't ask that. What? You're putting Let It Ride on everything on ribs and pork and all in on brisket.
Let It Ride on is only on ribs right now. So
I was going to let you.
Yeah,
it's got the.
I don't have any secret C's. You can give everybody everything you got. They still got to cook it.
That's right. How often do you clean your cans?
Cans every 3 or 4 cooks. I don't clean them every cook. Everybody's kind of crazy about cleaning every cook, but I don't clean them every cook. I clean them 3 or 4 cooks.
Yeah. I've never cooked a can. I mean, I've never cleaned a can before.
That's because you sell them at the contest. I
do. And you know what? I'm really in trouble right now because I don't have any cans. I've sold them all. I've sold all my new ones. I've sold all my used ones. I have nothing to cook on. So I was talking to Robert. He was like, why don't you come cook Whistle Stop? I was like, I started looking into it. And I was like, I don't have anything to cook on. I'm in trouble. So hopefully I'll get some cans in soon. All right. Chicken sauce and rub. I need that help. I think chicken's all right. And you don't have to, I mean.
No, let's go ahead and ask.
Legs or thighs to start with? Thighs.
And I tried the legs here this year, and I hit with them a few times, but I can't be consistent with legs. They're hit or miss, and I think they're good every time I turn them in. I mean, I really love legs better than I do thighs. But God, that didn't sound good. But anyway, so that's why I went back to the thighs, and I'm more consistent with them. I'm not going to win every time, being most of the time being the top 10, 15, I guess. All depends on how big the contest is, you know.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I was talking to somebody today and was like, man, chicken is just killing. You know, Carrie's on here. He is killing it with
Carrie's the most can't cook chicken cooking machine I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, somebody that says they can't cook chicken wins chicken. I think every third contest he's winning chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's still posting can't cook chicken. So that you know, we got to drop that hashtag because he is on fire with that.
Right. Um,
Will you do a cooking class? David Graham would like to know.
will I do a cooking class? Yeah, no, I'm not good enough to do a cooking class yet. I mean, no. He don't. David can ask me. He can hit me up and ask me anything he wants. I'll help that man out anything he wants to know.
If he does, I'll pay whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that would be on that boat with you. So you did mention, and I kind of wanted to bring this up earlier, and we just got into all this. You mentioned SCBA and KCBS.
Right.
Where did you get your start?
My start was in KCBS because that was, back in 2012, and that's one thing I think really helped barbecue out too. I love cooking, so of course I was watching those shows, the barbecue pit master shows and all that good stuff. And I was like, that's something I really want to try. So I got to researching and found the contest there in Myrtle Beach. And that's how I got started, And then after the first SCBA I ever done, I was like, it was the weekend after Jim Burr's class. And I'd never done an SCBA. Me and Philip, my buddy Philip Miles, we went to Jim Burr's class, and he cooked a lot of SCBA before I started. And he said there's a SCBA contest in Sumter, South Carolina, because they're all in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, let's go try it out. We take these recipes and try them. Well, I didn't know Chris Fuller. I didn't know him as good as I know now. He was in the class too, and he cooked SCBA. So we show up at the contest in Sumter, first SCBA contest I ever cooked. He's straight out of Jim Bird's class. I am, Philip is. He wins pork, Philip's second, and I'm third. Philip wins ribs, and I'm second, and I think he was right there with us in ribs. So it was like, holy smokes, these recipes are working. So then we started hitting the KCBS contest with those same recipes, and that's where I got my start. Philip's a great friend of mine. He taught me a lot. He was right there with me from the start, and he's a great guy. He's killing it in the SCBA right now.
So what is the biggest difference to you of SCBA and KCBS?
Well, SCBA, they supply the pork. You have to cook 8 butts. Because and that's one reason why they've kind of hadn't ramped back up with all the COVID stuff going on, because they make their money off of festivals. They charge people to get in, you cook the pork, and you have to do the samples, you have to hand the pork out and all that stuff. So it's usually a rib and pork cooked. That's the only 2 meats they cook. And it's the box, building the box and the flavor profiles and stuff, it's very similar to FBA, I think. I've done one FBA. I know a lot of those guys, but from what I can tell, looking at their boxes, looking at SCBA boxes, they're identical, same thing. They want you to fill the box up. And you can do that when you got 8 butts to pick from. It's not that hard. So the money's good. You don't have as much money invested in it as you do when you go into a KCBS contest. And the prize is usually anywhere from $1,000, $2,000, and there's some that was been as much as $5,000 and $10,000 to win. So,
wow.
And everything's in South Carolina. They don't leave South Carolina.
That's great. Do you have Justin Hall wants to know if you have any plans of cooking any more SCBA contests?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They've just kind of been quiet here lately. I mean, they got some stuff coming up here in the fall, but yeah, I definitely will cook some more.
What does your remaining schedule look like?
So I'm gonna do the Pirate Land cook at Myrtle Beach here coming up, and then we'll go to let's see, I got a schedule here. We're gonna do Banjo BBQ. We're gonna do the American Royal Lions, and then hopefully get to go to the Royal Oak contest. That'll be the weekend after the Lions, I think. I'm kind of crossing my fingers on that one. And then I've got Port Royal on here. That's a SCBA contest, and Camden is a SCBA contest. But they have that other contest in Cummins coming up November 20th. I hope they still have that. I'd like to do that.
Yeah. And
then I really want to go out and do the invitational deal that KCBS has. It just opened up registration today, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make that happen. When you go to the Royal, you come home. I mean, that's an 18-hour drive for us. It's going to be tough having to turn around and go back out to Oklahoma, which is still close to 18 hours. So I'm trying to make that happen,
So you got a busy fall.
Yeah, it's going to be busy.
What will you do after or November 1st and on? Will you take a break? When do you think you'll start back up?
Because
there's some more contests in November, right? You got the Cumming contest.
You got the Cummins contest and the KCBS, the Invitational, right?
Mm-hmm. That's 12th, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, December is going to be kind of quiet. And then I will start back up. I guess I suck at planning. Yeah. My wife gets on me all the time about that. I really haven't got anything planned out. I'll have to look at the schedule and see what's all going on for next year. And I mean,
Ellen's asking, when are we cooking again? I'm like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know we're going to the Royal, but other than that, I don't know. I'm gonna try and cook. I got to get in touch with Doug and see if I can just cook the Saturday of Banjo BBQ because my kid's got a baseball tournament that weekend that I just found out about. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully he'll let me come in and just cook one day, but I don't know if he will or not. So,
right.
That'll be it.
What's in the cup tonight? They were asking you a question, Brian.
Wait, ask me a question?
Yeah. What's in the cup tonight?
What's in the cup tonight? Sweet tea.
Ask you that question.
Always sweet tea, Matt Goodman. Matt Goodman's birthday is today. Funny story. He went to Rec Tech Fest, and sold some product for us. And somebody asked him. I guess somebody thought he was me. And he's like, "So what are you always drinking in that cup?" He's like, "Oh, sweet tea. It's always sweet tea." Ellen tells me to drink sweet tea because it looks good. So it's sweet tea for sure.
That's right.
Yeah. Actually, tonight is Angel's Envy. Well, Angel's Envy tonight. It's actually pretty good. What are the dates of Smoke Central barbecue classes? Already went on that, and maybe I could Atlanta Barbecue Store could do something. Have you come out and cook a category or something?
There you go. That'll work. I'm all in for that.
Yeah, I think that's something that I would like to try to do get some classes or do some kind of class and just have a couple cooks come in and not have just one person, just, get 3 or 4 people in there to come cook. Jonathan, I would love to get back to Savannah. That is one of our favorite contests, but it seems like every time we have some sort of baseball. I thought baseball was over and it doesn't ever seem to be over. We had Cole got invited to do an invitational for a Perfect Game Invitational, so we went and did that all weekend. We were at the ballpark from Friday at 5:30 until we left Sunday about 6 o'clock. It was a long weekend of baseball. Hot. Frank wants to know why his son wants to know why they call you Uncle Jason.
The only thing I can come up with is the other night, Friday night, Mutt was over at the trailer, and I know his son was over at Mutt's trailer. Like I wasn't at one of those contests, and anyway, he was got to be good friends, and I told him it was Uncle Mutt. And after that, I don't know, Uncle Jason kind of stuck. I think everybody's uncle, so.
We got Uncle Frank, we got Uncle Mutt, Uncle Jason. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So back to this streak you're on.
Right.
This is obviously the best streak you've ever been on in barbecue, correct?
Yeah, I've won 2 in a row. I got 2 GCs in a row a couple times, but never 3. So that was unheard of. It just was very unexpected. So, yeah.
Who's Uncle Kenny?
I think that's some of Joseph's kin people. I'm not sure. I hear him talking about him all the time.
Jason, you need to start drinking natural light when you put your brisket on. Then maybe we will all have a chance.
Yeah.
So how does that work on an overnight cook? Are you staying up with that, or what do you do with an overnight cook on your brisket?
Overnight cook? Well, the only overnight cook I had with the can was actually in Georgia. That was a one and done. But no, those Gateway drums are awesome, man. I'm telling you, and Frank was parked beside me, so he can vouch for me. I got that thing settled in about 227 degrees, and I did not touch it. And I've set an alarm. I got up 2 times during the night, and it was still there. Really? And the next morning, when I got up at 6 o'clock, it was still there on 220. I went and got Frank from the tray. I said, "Come look at this thing." And so it was that was it. I still got sleep. I mean, it was crazy. I Hey, the Gateway drums are pretty nice.
Will you do that? Will you do that again, or are you going to go back
No.
to hot and fast?
No, those things are made to cook hot and fast. I can go ahead and tell you. They're not made to cook overnight cooks.
They really are. 227 Bird Dog.
That's it. I renamed that can Bird Dog. It was Bird Dog on 227.
That's he's the only person that oversleeps, leaves the comp, and still wins via telephone.
Yeah, that happened in Somerville. Yeah, that's a story. All right. So that's when I was cooking on. That was in the 2019 when I told you I was on a little run there. So I was cooking. I cooked my big meats on the 270, and that was back then I was cooking on 272 drums. So I cooked brisket and pork on 270. I was cooking chicken and ribs on the drums. So they had a steak contest that Friday night, and in Somerville, that's my buddy Kevin Merritt that cooks with me sometimes, and he's a good friend of mine. So that's his hometown, and they're Shriners. That's all I can tell you. If you know a lot of them guys, you know what they like to do. So after I won the steak contest on Friday night, they would not let me leave that bar. I finally walked out of there about 2 o'clock. Well, it's probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I was going to lay down and get me a few hours of sleep because I had to be right back up at 3 o'clock because that was when I lit my 270. So Gringo, I don't know if you guys know Gringo. He comes beating on my door, and I was like, "What do you want, man? I'm trying to just let me get a few hours of sleep." He said, "It's 5:30." I said, "You crazy? It ain't 5:30." I looked at my clock, and it was 5:30. So I hopped up, and I lit the 270, and it was 350 degrees, pork and brisket, and the chicken and ribs were on the drum normal time, but and I had to leave and go to a function that my wife had planned, and I was on the telephone during awards and ended up winning that one.
That is awesome.
Pure luck.
Oh man. Stephen Ellis says he is GBC. He posted all the points for GBC. He's got that done tonight. He said congratulations. But you go on the website, check it out, and you can check all the updated points for the GBC points race. So
cool deal.
Philip said he woke you up one night and you won the contest on the beach.
Oh, that was the SCBA. That was the first SCBA contest I won. Yeah, that was another crazy night.
So basically what you're saying is you just need to go out Friday night and
I like to have a good time. I enjoy socializing with everybody, and I'm going to be right there in the thick of things when they do get started getting thick. So if I can enjoy them, I'm not going to do it. I can go ahead and do that. So yeah, that night, who has a contest at the Beaver Bar? So that they had a contest. The SCBA had a contest at the Beaver Bar. And, we have a place there in Garden City. So all my family and friends were there that night. So it was crazy. Yeah. I was on the picnic table, and they woke me up and said my alarms were going off on my cooker. So,
who has a contest there? I like it.
Yeah, well, they parked me right beside the stage, like where they had the bands and stuff and the bar. So when the band quit, it turned into a huge bar. And I'm sitting, my trailer's parked right beside it. So awesome. I had to participate in the festivities.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you have to, right?
Oh, we had a good time that night. Great.
That's awesome. Stephanie wanted to know: are you getting into the state cooks with SCA?
Yeah, if they have them, yeah. I signed up for that one in Georgia before they canceled it. I like cooking the steaks. I'm not. I just haven't got into where I'm going traveling just doing steak contests yet. No, I haven't got to that point. Just still real busy with barbecue. But I do like cooking the steak contest, and if they have them at an event, I'll cook them.
Would you cook a one meat category?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they have one coming up at Myrtle Beach Fireland contest, and I wish they had more. I definitely would do those. I think that's a great thing to do on Friday night.
Jason is Jason still doing that on Wednesday night, or did he move it?
No, it's on Friday night.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they moved it. So
good.
It's gonna be on Friday night. I think they're going to do turn in 6:30 and 7:30. They're doing chicken and ribs. They're doing a one meat contest.
2 1 meat contests. There you go. Let's go all in. I love it. I love seeing it. I think it's great for barbecue. The more we can do, I think, is awesome. Richard Crow said he would love to meet you in Cumming in November. You did say you're going to try and go.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Yep.
So just go up and meet Jason. He is the most down to earth, nice guy. You don't have anything to worry about. Go introduce yourself to him, and he's going to talk to you. I mean, I think that's one thing. A lot of people, when somebody like you and you have your success, people, you're intimidating to people, right? So, but there's nothing intimidating. I mean, great guy, fun times, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I tell you what, one of the most fun times we had was that Thursday night at Cumming the other night. I mean, we were up all night talking.
Oh yeah.
What a great time. What a great conversation.
Yeah, I looked around, there's 20 people sitting around in a circle, and I looked, and it was like 1:30, and I was like, we're sitting out here like it's 8 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 1:30 at night. And I was like, good God, I got to go get into bed.
We almost had a Chewin the BBQ Fat live show there that night. But that was
awesome. Need more of that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, that's something that we're going to try and do more of in the Atlanta Barbecue Store whenever we get to cook. We don't get to cook very often, but when we do, I want to make sure that we involve everybody and have a good time and just get as much going on. Yeah. I'm assuming this is Philip saying this.
Yeah, that's Philip. That's my bud. That's my buddy. He lives a mile from me. So yeah, he's a great guy. I wish he would cook more KCBS, but he's a SCBA man.
Yeah, he is. He said you're the most laid back cooker you will ever meet, and I agree. You should. I guess I should do some more live events at the contest. That would be kind of cool. That would be something that we can do. And I know a lot of us have talked about at the Royal, definitely doing something at the Royal. But I'm going to try. You know what? That's something I should probably do at every contest I go to. So Jason, great insight, great idea. I think that's something we might try to incorporate. More of those conversations.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. All right. How can anybody get in touch with you if they need to get in touch with you?
I'm on Facebook. I'm under Jason Singletary on Facebook, and also Smoke Central Barbecue on Facebook, and I have Instagram and all that stuff. But I'm terrible at social media. I'm telling you, I need to up my game on social media. I'm terrible, but I try. But anyway, so on Facebook be the easiest way to get a hold of me.
There you go. And you said you're cooking next weekend?
Next weekend is be off this weekend, and then the following weekend at Powerland.
Powerland, okay.
Yeah. So that's a Rufus Teague event, and that's Jason Hardy and them guys kind of head that up. And from what Jason was telling me the other day, I was talking to him, had a good many people coming to that event, so it ought to be a
good. How many? I know he had to cancel Aiken.
Yeah, well, that was a smart thing to do. I mean, had several people drop out, and you can't have a $200 prize pot.
Right. Exactly.
How
many you got, Jason? How many do you have at Powerland coming up? Love to hear about it. And how many do you have signed up for that 1 meet or 2 meet or whatever? However we're doing that, I'd be curious to know that too, because I've really been pushing that. And I am excited. Hopefully, we've been talking about doing a barbecue contest. Hopefully one day soon that might come into fruition. So I'll be on the lookout for that. But anyways, anybody else have any questions? This is going to be your last chance. We've got him here. Fire away. He's answered every question we've asked so far. So there's nothing to say he's going to hold back now. So keep them coming. But
Brian, you mentioned something about trying to put a contest on it. Would you? I mean, that's something you do in Atlanta.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Where do you think? Well, not necessarily Atlanta.
Where are you thinking? Where would be a good place to have that?
It would be if you're familiar with Sip and Swine, which is in not there, but in that remote area, like that type of area in Georgia. So the northeast side of Georgia, northeast of Atlanta. Okay. So yeah, that's something we're trying to do. It's in the infant stages. We're working on dates. We're trying to get things going. We're going to try and have, I'm going to try and do some different things. I wasn't going to bring this up, but thanks for talking about it, Jason. I guess I will. But my first thoughts, I want to have a KCBS contest. I want to Friday night have a rib cook. Saturday afternoon, I want to have a cornhole contest. Have some festivals. Have a festival there with vendors coming in, and see if we can't have some live music. We've got a charity that we are looking at raising money for. And then the cool thing that Scott Parr and I have been talking a lot about this. One thing that I want to do is our church does a lot with foster parents and foster kids. We want to see if we can, after the contest, have all the teams, if you can, donate your food and bring in the foster families and feed the foster families barbecue and some of the stuff that's left over. So that's something that we're trying to do.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know what we're going to do, but that's something that we're looking into. It'll be next year, 2020 or 2022. We're hoping for an April timeframe, but I'm trying to get the venue locked down. So,
right.
But yeah, you got any suggestions for me?
Put you a committee together.
Yeah, I am. That's something that that's one thing I've having a sponsor. I mean, having a charity that we're going to go after is going to allow me to be. I believe I'll be able to get more volunteers to come in, not necessarily barbecue volunteers, but volunteers in the community to come help support a charity,
right.
more so than just trying to get barbecue people. So I'm trying to. Ellen's already said that she would be the organizer. I was like, well, thank you. She's like, oh my God, what did I just say? But yeah, so I was like, I heard it. You're going to do it. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And I don't know. It's something that I like to see. I like to see the contest, as you were saying. I like the ones that are able to support something. It makes it easier for all of us to see, when we're doing this, hey, I was able to give back to somebody.
And if you have a good charity or a good cause, it's easier to get sponsors too. So that's why I put a committee together. And if you form a committee, you tell you got a committee of 10 people. Like you're responsible for 2 or 3 sponsors and go out and it's a lot easier when you got 10 heads going after it than one guy trying to do the whole thing. Yeah,
and that's So I've already looked at it. We've got one guy he's going to be in charge of the cornhole. I've got people at church. I'm not going to say we partnered with them, but we're asking them, the best way to do things, and they do it all the time. So on the charity side of things. So that's what we're looking for. Amber, thank you so much. I understand you stayed on a long time, and thank you so much for coming on, Amber. I really do appreciate that. And I am hoping that more organizers, more promoters will watch this and get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me on Facebook. You can get in touch with Ellen on Facebook, the Atlanta Barbecue Store on Facebook, whoever, and try and promote your contest. Please don't be afraid. I will have anybody on. And I will make it quick, 3 minutes at the most or whatever, just to support your contest. Because if there's anything I can do with this Chewin the BBQ Fat show is promote barbecue and get as many people out there as we can.
Absolutely.
So is there anything else you got to say, Jason?
No, I'm good.
Well, thank you. Let's see. Did any other comments come in? You going to cook the SBN Invitational?
Unfortunately not. I was signed up for Lions last year and ended up canceling that one because of Glenn's deal. And so the lady reached out to me. She just rolled my entry fee over to this year. So since I didn't get to draw for the Jack, I'm going to Lions, I guess. So.
Okay, yeah, I think I got a baseball tournament that weekend. Man, Brent, I do appreciate it. That'd be awesome for you to come up from Tampa. The other thing I want to do, and now that golly, I'm so excited about this. I've been thinking a lot about it and a lot of things going on. So I wanted to get some of our sponsor teams to help. I would like to do some sort of like a rib, not necessarily a rib class, but a rib trimming technique kind of thing, and help our sponsors, anybody that's a sponsor, be able to come and watch and learn how to cook that. And any of the cook teams that are at the contest, feel free to come watch and learn, and do some other demonstrations for people. I think that's something that is really cool, but we don't take advantage of enough. Right. Like if I had whoever, Robert, which I'm not saying he would do it, Smoke Me Silly, coming in there and showing off how to cook ribs, I would think that a lot of people would want to come in and watch that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be willing to help you with any of that too. You know that.
Oh, perfect. That's what's so cool is, there's so many good people in barbecue. I just want to give back a little bit. So
no doubt. Same here.
But anyway. Well, I'll let you get. I know I've kept you on a long time tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. Continue this awesome role that you're on, man. It is fun to watch. I'm a huge fan watching you and do all this incredible the run that you're on, and I hope it continues. I hope that you keep going.
Oh, it ended this past weekend. It ended this past weekend.
Well, no, it's not. It's not just because you didn't win them all. You're still on a roll. I mean,
I had a great cooking Savannah. I can't complain. I've been very blessed. I literally walked away from there and just chunked my little score sheet in the trailer, and I hadn't looked at it since then. I'm gonna move on to the next one because I would not change a thing. So
it's funny. You just said you felt like you had a great cook in Savannah, and you didn't win. And you talked about the last two or three contests.
Right.
You felt like they were just middle of the road. And I think if there's anything people can learn about barbecue, I've heard it. I can't say anything about it, but I've heard about it. All you good cooks will always sit there and say, just good barbecue, just middle of the road, good barbecue.
Cook it right and make it taste decent.
Make it taste decent. Right?
It's not. I'm serious. It took me a while to learn that. I'm not. You got to get the tenderness right. It's a tenderness game. If you cook it right, it's going to taste decent to them guys.
Right.
If it's tough, it's going to taste like crap. So
yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, it
changes your whole mentality on it. So yeah.
So Sweet Baby Ray's and Blues Hog Original, huh?
Yes. Sweet Baby Ray's, Blues Hog Original, and yes, dear, not juice comp sauce. That's the chicken magician.
That's the chicken magician. There you go. I hope you all stayed on long enough to get that little tidbit of information.
And avoid wet pork.
Yeah, what does that mean? Brian just said that.
He turned in some wet ASS pork, that wop pork. He turned in that wop pork and got dinged for it this past weekend. He got a comment card that says that. I didn't make that up.
Let's not get into comment cards again. I mean, that was a lot of fun having that conversation, but I feel like ever since that has happened, the comment cards have.
Yeah. He said
anyway. What's been your best comment card now that you brought that up?
The comment card I got last year at Banjo BBQ on the practice contest on Friday night. That's the one. I believe that's one reason because several people got comment cards in that contest, and that's why they was giving out Oprah Winfrey 180s the next day. Everybody gets a 180. But no, I got a comment card on my brisket, and it said it tastes like beef, or it tastes too beefy, or too beefy, or something like that. So I got that one in my drawer. I'm gonna save that one for a while. But that's probably the craziest one I've ever had.
This brisket tastes too much like beef.
Yeah, too beef.
Pork it up a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, good. Well, thanks again, Jason.
No doubt.
Enjoy these little side bets y'all have, and I'm honored that y'all even talked about having it to come on the show. And just know that anytime y'all want to come on the show, y'all have another bet like that, let me know. I will definitely have y'all on to do this. This has been a lot of fun tonight, and people ask all kind of questions, and you answered every one of them. So thank you very much for being a good sport during this, and it's been a lot of fun. So. Thanks again, Jason. We look forward to seeing everybody next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Have a great week and go get you a 180 this weekend. I can't do it, but y'all go get you one. Have a good one.